What's good, YouTube? It's your boy TSO Sage, and I'm back with another video. Now, a lot of people that watch basketball, even slightly more than the casual fan, knows that the Eastern Conference pretty much sucks. Of course, I'm not implying that every Eastern Conference team is bad, but I'm implying that compared to the West, the Eastern Conference sucks. And this isn't something new. The Eastern Conference jokes have been flying ever since LeBron kept sunning it. But ever since LeBron James left, the Eastern Conference has been free smoke. And that's not even slightly exaggerated. The Raptors won the entire finals in 2019, and just now the East was represented by a 5th seed Heat team. Even though the East isn't necessarily strong, it is the definition of parity. The fact that anybody can come out of the Eastern Conference is exciting. Now, as far as dealing with them boys out West in the finals, I can't guarantee a thing. The West is stacked. But what I can certainly do is go team by team and discuss one major move each team can make. And no, I'm not saying the Knicks are one move from the finals, as the Knicks have a long way to go to even reach relevancy. But I believe every franchise can at least do one thing right. Making one really good move can plant seeds for your long-term franchise success. For the teams that already made it can definitely further your playoff run. Hell, it can actually make you title contenders rather than pretenders. So yeah, let me not beat around the bush. Again, it's going to be one major move for each team in the Eastern Conference. The Western Conference will get its own video. And if you guys end up liking this video, definitely leave a like on the video. It means a lot. But let's get right into it, and let's start with the frauds of Philly. I did a whole video on Philly about 2 months ago, so go ahead and watch that if you guys want to. And signing Doc Rivers hopefully incites a culture change going on, because they desperately need that. But I still feel the first thing that Philly needs to do is tell Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid to grow up or get out. On one hand, you got Courage the Cowardly Dog over here that wants you to jump shot to save his goddamn life. For real, save the whole Philly franchise goddamn life. Like the entire city of Philadelphia just wants this one guy to shoot a three-pointer and he won't do it. And if that ain't bad enough, then on the other hand, you have a 7-footer who plays softer than Steph Curry at times. And the worst thing about it is they act like they've done something. They act like they're champions. You could see all that on the court. I don't know them personally, so I know they're not telling me, oh yeah, we think we're superstars. But outside of Ben Simmons on defense, when you see the lack of growth on the court, the lack of chemistry they have with one another, despite their talents, the lack of success they're having. But for me, the worst part is the attitude and body language. Here's arguably 2 top 15 players on the same team that not only can't play together for some reason, but they're not even leaders. I gotta wrap it up because I don't want to spend too long on the Sixers. I have a whole video dedicated for it. But you gotta tell both of them to tighten up or get out. There's not exactly a move you need to make when you have Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And the fact every other day we're discussing trading Ben Simmons for the #1 pick or trading Joel Embiid for the #1 pick is just stupid. Not that those takes are stupid, but the fact that discussion even exists is stupid. Get it together. Well, let me not say the takes aren't stupid, because there's a lot of Warriors fans that think the #2 pick is going to get them Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, and that's just not how basketball works. Like, that's just not going to happen, so please shut the hell up. But alright, let's get to the Bucks. Outside of obviously not losing Giannis, one major thing the Bucks could do trade Eric Bledsoe. Look, bro, mini LeBron was cool, bro. That was back in the day when he was on the Clippers, bro. Mini Bron was cool. It was awesome. But Bronny's like a real thing now, so we can actually address the fact that this dude just isn't that good at basketball. This man is making around $17.5 million a year for what exactly? Look, he's not a bad defender at all, but he didn't deserve to make the second team. I don't know how the hell he did that. But even if he is that good on defense and I'm low-key sleeping on him, does that change the fact that he's necessarily a good playmaker? Oh wait, he's not. What about him being a good shooter? Oh wait, he's not. What about him just being a good scorer in general? Oh wait, he's not. Is he at least good without the ball? No, like he's just not a fit for this team. I know I went hard on him just now. I'm not calling him a bum. I mean, he is kind of a little bit, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's a scrub. But in terms of being Milwaukee's 3rd best player or 3rd best scorer, whatever the fuck 3rd best, Eric Bledsoe's the guy? Yeah, April Fools. But what specifically you trade Bledsoe for, I don't know, because I don't think he's that valuable of a commodity. But put it this way, if y'all really think I'm bugging about Eric Bledsoe, the Bucks rumors about CP3 exist for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, see, I'm supposed to talk about the Bulls, but exactly who am I talking to? It's kind of like with actual Clippers fan. Like, who wakes up today and says I'm a Bulls fan? Like, there's Michael Jordan fans, there's Derrick Rose fans, there's even Bounce Bro Zach LaVine fans. But who's a Bulls fan? Like, who is actually sitting there watching Chicago Bulls basketball? They already fired Jim Boylan, so I guess that's a start. I guess they have a young core, but I mean, bro, it's not the best young core. But if I had to take it serious for a second, the one thing the Bulls need to do is get an identity. Them boys are just playing basketball to play basketball. They got ISO scorers that ain't good at isolation. They got athletic players that ain't athletic and often get injured. They got shooters that are inconsistent. They got defenders that are lazy. Like, bro, everything is just down terrible with them. They had a losing culture going on. Hopefully getting rid of Boylan fixes that, but at the end of the day, they need to specialize in something. So to be honest, I don't care who you draft, who you sign, but you need to focus on one thing. That's going to be the one major move they can do. Find out who the hell you are. What is your identity? identity. Do you want to be a shooting team? Do you want to be a defensive team? Like, find out who the hell you're going to be. Preferably something that optimizes Zach LaVine because, hey, that dude is on a nice contract. Y'all better keep him. Now, Cleveland, I'm not going to lie. Y'all boys are with the woo right now. On top of that, it seemed like y'all about to lose Andre Drummond for free. And this is going to sound real corny, but at the end of the day, it's just true. You need a box office appeal. Draft somebody box office. Don't draft no random dude. Because unless you're certain that you're going to draft the next stud with the 5th overall pick, but let's be honest, I love Colin Sexton. I love Darius Garland. It ain't looking like that's going to be much. And my name ain't TSO Baba. Like, I'm not a fucking fortune teller, my nigga, but at the end of the day, draft whoever you feel is the most box office brand name appeal to your franchise. People have to want to go to Cleveland for you guys to get good. It's bad enough you're in Cleveland. The only reason you had LeBron James because he's from there. But now you're in Cleveland and your team sucks. Like, bro, you got to draft somebody that players are going to want to play with. So unless you see a guy that you just know is going to be a stud, the most box office name on that list at number 5 is exactly who you take. Unless I really want to be nice to Philadelphia, which I'm not going to lie, I don't. The Celtics are the first title contenders on this list. And as much as I want to scream to the top of my lungs to get somebody better than Jason Tatum because they have the assets for it, and I really think Danny Ainge is kind of overrated in the sense of he's played a scared game with a stacked deck. But despite both of those viewpoints, there's one thing the Celtics can do that's actually pretty chill for them to do and really reasonable. Acquire Miles Turner without moving Tatum, Smart, or Brown. Is Miles Turner not just a souped up Daniel Tice? He's taller, bigger, just a better offensive player in all regards. But the most important thing is he can protect the rim. I think it's almost been a decade since the Boston Celtics had a good rim protector. And I get it, new era basketball, yay, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, bro, you gotta stop letting people lay the ball up on you. And a team like Boston, who's gonna chuck up some bad shots every now and then because that's what they struggle with, is already gonna allow a team to lay up the ball on a fast break 5, 6, 7 times. Probably a bit more, to be honest. But when Boston blows those 18-point leads, those 20-point leads, or those games that they should blow a team out, but yet they somehow find a way to be in overtime, that keeps happening to them because they can't stop the easy shots on the other end, and they find themselves taking hard shots on the offensive end, granted for no reason. But with Miles Turner out there, at least your offense is more efficient and your defense is a lot better. Now, as for the Hawks, it's actually kind of easy. Get a shooter who's good at basketball. There's no reason a team with Trae Young as the best player is the worst shooting team in the league. And although I'm saying get him a shooter, I'm not talking a guy like Courtney Lee or Shake Milton. Trae Young needs another offensive weapon who is a marksman from the 3-point line. A guy like Buddy Hield would be perfect. Now, when it comes to the Miami Heat, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it, but they need another guy who's better than Bam Adebayo to co-star with Jimmy Butler. If not, a guy who's better than Jimmy Butler. Like, they need more star power. It's just that simple.
But Sage, they just made the finals. They just went against LeBron and AD.
Well, what the hell do you think the finals is gonna consist of? You're gonna have those generational Hall of Fame talents in the finals every year. You're gonna see a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Steph Curry. You're gonna see one of those guys every single year. And as well as the Heat did play, and I don't want them to do too much and ruin the rest of their team, the ceiling is obvious unless one of the young players just get a lot better. I'm not saying there's no hope for them at all. Of course, they made the fucking finals, but at the end of the day, if they want to win the finals, they're gonna need someone better. At least someone better than Bam, because Jimmy Butler has proven that he can do it. Now, if there's one team in this league that's arguably more down terrible than the Knicks, it'd be the Hornets. And although I don't think the Hornets are that bad, I would definitely say they can't mess this draft pick up. But one move they really need to take advantage of is trading Cody Zeller or Malik Monk. Personally, I say package them and move them both. I don't know what their exact value is, to be quite honest with you, but at the end of the day, someone's gonna want them, and something is better than nothing, and for the love of God, do not pay either of them, please. The Zeller family has to be the worst family I've seen in the NBA in a long time, and this nigga Malik Monk is short, can't play defense, and can't shoot. Like, bro, oh my God. You know what, the more I'm talking about them, nobody's gonna want them niggas. But the NBA got a lot of dumbass owners, so I'm gonna stay with that standpoint, because if you can get anything for them, you won. And if I wasn't thinking hard enough, now I'm on the New York Knicks. Oh wait, I got it. This actually wasn't even that hard.
Trade up in the draft. Do not trade for Westbrook.
Look, y'all, I'm not even gonna underrate Russell Westbrook here. I know him going to the Knicks wouldn't necessarily make them not the worst team in the East. But if Russell Westbrook was a Knick, is this not just wasting time and ruining the future? His contract sucks. He's not that good of a player to change the whole franchise. He's not young enough to change the whole franchise. Like, bro, this is just not it at all. And I'm scared because they're the Knicks and they might do it, even though it's so obvious that they shouldn't do it. But honestly, they need box office talent even more than Cleveland does, because they're in New York. People actually like to go to New York. But considering how the Nets literally stole the limelight of New York, yeah, nobody's gonna want to go to you just for being the Knicks. Like, you're not the Lakers, you're not the Celtics. Like, legacy doesn't really matter to them. Again, you need to acquire a guy that people are gonna want to play with. You have the 8th overall pick. I highly recommend trading up to get a number 1, 2, or 3 overall pick. But no matter what you do not get this nigga Russell Westbrook. And I'm not implying I know how they're gonna get the number 1, 2, or 3 overall pick. It's just a hypothetical. Them niggas are down terrible. We all know it. The B team in Miami Miami, aka the Orlando Magic. You see, the Killers, I know I'm sizing it when I say this, but I feel like they've been an 8th seed my entire life. I said one move, but I can't really choose who, so hey, Aaron Gordon or Vucevic, one of you, pack it up. The Magic aren't good, but they aren't terrible, and one of them gotta go. If you trade Vucevic, you're taking a step back. If you trade Aaron Gordon, you're taking a step forward, but you need to do something, because you're stagnant as hell as an 8th seed, and nobody likes that. Like, that's the worst thing you could do. The Nets? Massage his heel. Put that man Kevin Durant on a sensu bean diet. You take care of him at all costs. Kevin Durant is the only player that comes out of that Eastern Conference and could average 30 and win Finals MVP. If I gotta be boring, I guess the move the Nets need to make is getting a stretch power forward, but to be honest, the main thing is to protect Kevin Durant at all costs, because I'm not gonna lie, that man Kevin is just built different, bro. Like, the Warrior jokes is cool and all, that's real cute, my nigga. This nigga Kevin Durant will do us dirty like that. Like, bro, nah, fool. Like, Kevin Durant's different. If he's at 100%, oh my god, Lakers Nets would be an instant classic. See, of all teams, this is gonna shock you, but the Pacers need to blow it up. If they really want to take a step forward later in their future, they need to take a step back. Blow it up, get some new talent. You have tons of assets on favorable contracts such as TJ Warren and Sabonis, and the demand for guys like Malcolm Brogdon and Oladipo are going to be really, really high. But in my opinion, this team has quite clearly hit a ceiling. Nobody's going to want to go to Indiana, is just the reality. And it's not viewing this team as a failure, but trading them can lead to your ultimate success. Now, the Pistons don't exactly need to nuke it, but they need to finesse somebody out of Blake and D-Rose now. I'm certainly not one of those people, but there's a lot of people who think Blake Griffin hasn't lost a step. Some people think he's gotten better. And you know how many people just want Derrick Rose to be good? Like, bro, trade them now. Now, the Raptors need to make trades as well, but the Raptors need to land a superstar. It was literally 2 years ago that the Raptors were champions. And although the team is getting more expensive, the assets that can get you a superstar are still there. There should be no hesitation for even a guy like Siakam. Like, get you a superstar as fast as possible. You have the coach, GM, and owner. Y'all gonna make it work. You just need the talent. I know having depth is nice and all, but at the end of the day, Miami and Boston are literally the Raptors, but better. They need a star that can take them over the top, even if they have to rebuild around that star for a year. And last and maybe the least, the Washington Wizards. Trade Wall now, trade Beal later. I know the demand for them is the inverse of that. People want Beal now and they might want Wall later. But in terms of value, Bradley Beal is an ascending talent. Bradley Beal's gonna be better over time. Don't worry about that. And on top of that, even if Bradley Beal doesn't get better, even though I think he will, as one of these good teams struggle or feel like they're one star away, they're gonna want Bradley Beal more and more day by day. So unless you see somebody in this draft, be patient with Bradley Beal. The time's gonna come, the offer's gonna come. John Wall, though, we have no fucking idea. But considering how much he relied on his speed and athleticism, I'm not gonna lie, bruh. Trade that nigga the second you can. That duo does not work. It's already been shown. I think it peaked in 2017, to be quite honest with you. And now that Bradley Beal's a better player, John Wall is likely a worse player. And even if John Wall is 100%, the supporting cast is not there to come out the East. Like, let's just be realistic. I don't know exactly what the return for Bradley Beal would be, but it's gonna be a lot and it's gonna be good. And John Wall, I see the argument as to why you should wait a little bit, but at the same time, I'm a personal believer that he's just not gonna be the same. So I recommend just moving him now before it's too late and he's exposed and now you're stuck with him. But that's gonna do it for today's video. It's been your boy TSO Sage. This was certainly a chore to record. Let's leave it at that. The East is just so dull sometimes. Like, we talked about the Hornets, Knicks, and Bulls in the same video. I will do a video on the West soon, not in the immediate future, unless you guys want that. Comment below what you want. But the reason I'm saying it's not gonna be soon is because a lot of people are hitting me up asking me to do the anime and football videos again. If the streets want me to talk about anime, we could talk about some anime. If the streets want me to talk about some football, we could talk about some football. Or if you guys subscribe for basketball and want me to stay in basketball, I can definitely do that too. I love all three, so it don't matter to me. I'm gonna put a poll up before my next upload, so if you guys want to see the poll, don't forget to subscribe. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video. If you like my content, again, subscribe. It means a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know what it's gonna be. That will be up to you. But until then, take care and stay blessed.